Ka All India Congress Committee nekasing palay kala Kynnoh eka BJP baka Pyrshang ban Phiah iki Paidbah kari India bat khamtam ha Meghalaya Halor ka jingsngaw ya pher Niam. Habaya kren makinong thok khubor ka Bobita Sharma Media Coordinator ka AICC bat Matthew Anthony bat Sanjoy Das kini kilaong haka history ka jala Meghalaya nadu bayo jala pura house name khat khandai spa nyo puar hatu ni jiyo sngo bakiying mani kin sha thombor Henry habaka BJP kalawan hakabor ha Delhi bat hajilla ka jingthombor ya kirit pat bat kiying mani kalajya nakapor shakapor habaro kaway kari bat minta wat ha Meghalaya kadai ka jingthombor tang ya ka Niam jongphi Henry ka snap kerpang jongphi haba pinpao bako Congress ka ngej kaban buram lang kumju ya baro ki Niam bat ki deriti bat ngej ha ka jing penne pensa ya la ka jong ka snap kerpang kilaong baka ni ka snap kerpang menta kaladon ha padeng ka jing sha thombor na markata ngi kerpat ki Paidbah ka jalam Meghalaya bakin long ki batib bat pusan bhai ka ka nong rim jong ka BJP bat ka ka baka Congress ka yeng kila kamru baka Congress hakani ka kenti bamenta kanya khoni ka election hajalla da ki samla ba ki riusan parthai balarang ba ki badon ya kamen siem ban shakri.
You will see very prospective new faces, young faces who are educated, socially committed in our candidature for the state elections. You may also see a lot of women candidates, right? About the change that people want now. People have seen the Congress government, which had ruled here for last 10 years, and they have now seen the NPP, the BJP government. And you can make a comparison. But the most important thing that strikes the mind is this corruption that is happening in the MDA government. In fact, I would like to mention here that the BJP president, Mr. Ernest Maury, had himself made a press statement, had himself done a press conference, calling the MDA government foul, calling the NPP government foul, calling them the most corrupt government. So you can imagine that if the ally himself says that his government is corrupt, but at the same time, with all due respect to Mr. Ernest Maury, he very earnestly had the press meet, but he did not take any action with all earnestness. So you can imagine his good intentions in saying that. So in one hand, you see that the BJP talks about, the state leadership talks about the NPP being corrupt, the MDA government being corrupt, but at the same time, they don't do anything about it. There are a whole list of scams going on. We will divulge each and everything in the days to come, and the people are aware, and we also appeal to the people to see, be conscious, be alert of what is happening and compare our previous Congress government and this government and take a call. In Assam as well, you have seen the BJP always piggy rides on a regional party, and then they swallow up the regional party. The same thing happened with AGP. They have no candidates in Assam, but they rode on the back of the AGP, and then they tried to make inroads into the political scene of the state of Assam. Similarly, they are doing. When you come from Guwahati, you see so many posters of the BJP, as if it's a BJP state. This is not a BJP state. They have only 2 MLAs. But NPP will soon be swallowed by the BJP. That is the message I think they are giving. And that is why they are pulling out, because they have their own interests in hand.
They have their vested interest in staying in the government, because corruption is not just done by one alliance.
There were 3 states. Going to polls recently. You have seen in Delhi, Gujarat, and Himachal. Where did the BJP win? They won 1 state. AAP won 1 state. Congress won 1 state. So we are all equal at the national scene as well. It's not that people have rejected us. They have not. So he should have his, data intact before commenting. And as far as I'm aware, Mola is a constituency with 90% Christian population, isn't it? And he is from, at the moment, what is the BJP doing? The BJP is attacking the personal beliefs of the people of the country. We have seen the attack on the church here in Meghalaya. It happened in Tura. Tomorrow it happened in Tura. Yesterday, today it may happen in the Khasi Hills. So people have to be aware what BJP stands for and what the Congress stands for. And you have seen Rahulji's Bharat Jodo Yatra. You have seen the message that he is giving everywhere of peace, love and harmony among people. That is what Congress stands for. But wherever BJP goes, they bring disharmony. The government's job is not to create dissent, not to create hatred, but that is what the BJP is doing. That people should be aware.
I would like to add upon, what the average age of Meghalaya is 35 years, and 74% of the population is in that age bracket. So the Congress party realized the need, on a positive note, that we need young policymakers who will understand the pulse of the people of Meghalaya, the young generation of Meghalaya, will adapt to the new requirements into the changing circumstances of the world and the local and regional political as well as personal aspirations of the people here. Corruption is an ongoing issue. I would like to bring out one particular aspect, which we will be focusing on, is the pride of the Meghalaya, the pride of the people of Meghalaya, the pride of the life of the people, the scheduled tribe and the scheduled caste, and all of the people, which the Congress has always constitutionally provisioned from the early beginning till the time we were in power in the center. Now, I would like to recall one incident on the minority issues, which we are facing, especially when we are at a state, where there is a minority which is a majority in the state. I would like to recall the incident of Father Stan Swami, a person who worked with the tribal community for their welfare, and the recent evidences which is coming across is showing that evidences were planted in his computer to kind of get him targeted. Do we want the minorities to be targeted like that? Do we want an MDA which partners with such parties who does not respect the minorities? We have our rights. We have our self-respect. We are equal participants in this country as anyone else. That is the fact in which Congress is going to fight this battle for the pride of Meghalaya, for the pride of the people and the self-respect of the people of Meghalaya. That is what we are going to do in this one. And you will be hearing an alliance, because when you're a participant there, you're an equal partner there. So you have your interests, you have your returns coming in from that one. The looting is shared. So that's why they are staying in. It is a question which has an answer in itself. Why they stay in the question is coming that before 2014 India never existed. The whole of India was there even before 2014 also. This is a marketing story of BJP that Congress is non-existent. If you really look at it, Congress has put the entire country together. Look at this room itself. If we have to put a consensus amongst this many number of people, we have to do it at a pace in which it doesn't bring conflict amongst you. So Congress has understood an India which was so fractionalized. We put a country together. We made it like this till 2014. Yes, we lost elections, but Argentina lost World Cup and they fought back after 36 years, and they still remain in the game. So we are here for the people. It's not that we are only for the power. We give the best. Sometimes people like it, sometimes people might not like it. But we will not compromise on our principles, which is basically to unite the people and put the people together. Where there is dissent, there is dissent. We can't kind of take away the dissent with an absolute majority. We have to give space for dissent also. That is why Congress exists. That is what the ethology of Congress is, and Congress is fighting for it. If people like us, who has got offers from BJP, is not moving into BJP because we believe in the fundamental principles of the Congress, which puts the country together, which puts the interests of the country, its people, its regional ethos, everything together. So we need that message to go to the people that Congress is not to be written off. It is a marketing messaging that goes that India is only after 2014. Who brought IAM to Meghalaya? Who brought the NID, National Institute of Design, to Meghalaya? Was it the BJP? It was the Congress.
Who
got the statehood. So what are we talking about? We are talking about a fiction, an imagination of a BJP doing everything for this country after 2014. Then the country is an infant in that case. We are not. We're going to celebrate our 150th year of independence in sometime soon. That's what we have to say about it.
You have asked that regional parties should also exist. As you are very much aware that we have never tried to swallow any regional party. The Congress never tried to swallow up any regional party. We have given them space to grow. It is very important to have regional party and regional aspirations. The Congress respects that everywhere. You can see the history of the Congress party. So BJP wants only their party to win. They don't want regionalism at all. Assam is a glaring example. So you can go by that.
The place where from I come, Maharashtra, is a glaring example of they hitting the alliance. You know, the Shiv Sena is broken down. They break families. So now, Meghalaya has got a history of, very, very fruitful, healthy regional parties, and the national parties already had a couple of instances of forming a government, and we respect the regional parties here. So why? Because your question has a direct answer, because they are threatened by the agencies of Enforcement Directorate, CBI, and all other things. So if they don't fall in line with BJP, then you will have a Enforcement Directorate knocking at your door, a CBI knocking at your door. So do you want that, or do you want something else? You want peace. So that is the reason. So Congress always. The reason why Congress looks weak is because we give respect to other people's mind, freedom. We don't oppress their mind, or we don't suppress their mind with the power in our hand. Whenever we had the power also. Yes, sometimes something might have gone as a judgmental error, but that's not the case with BJP. They brazenly use the power to oppress people to toe their line. That's why it is. The regional parties or anybody else who is aligning with BJP, it's not because of love, it's because of fear. And Congress speaks the language of love. That's where we are. Yes, you had a question, madam.
Yeah.
Especially very clean. The place where we are staying also, we found it very clean. So I think our president also believes that keeping the city clean is very important, rather than facing it with so much of posters and making it a little difficult for the people of Meghalaya to see in terms of that. But definitely you will see more visibility. We'll be very visible in the social media. We'll be very visible in the external space also. But our message is very strong that we are giving opportunity, and our convictions are very strong that we want the pride of Meghalaya, the people's self-respect to be protected in Meghalaya. That will be our message coming to you.
But given the warning, with lack of visibility, do you think the new candidates can win?
We will support them with the full visibility once the candidates' names are announced and they have filed the nominations.
So they are also going house to house. So they are doing work at the grassroots level. That's what most important as far as I'm aware. But that kind of visibility that is required will also be there. But at the moment, most of the candidates are doing their groundwork, and they are very rooted to the grassroots as well. Their names have been recommended from the blocks. So you can understand the importance of the candidates as well.
On this, if you really understand the Constitution, before understanding the Constitution, we should understand the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly is the one which took the contributions where Congress formed it. When Congress had absolute majority in the center, the Constituent Assembly was formed by people who were not in agreement with the Congress also. When Madan Mohan Malviya was also there as a part of the Constituent Assembly. And from there, the judiciary system evolved, and we wanted the independence of the judiciary to be maintained. When the 3 judges' cases came in, the basic structure of the Constitution was evolved from that point. And as per the basic structure of the Constitution, the separation of powers were really required, that in order to keep the people's interest of this country and to uphold democracy, we need to have the judiciary and the executive to be separated. The NJAC was asking for the executive's presence in the judge's appointment, whereas that is contradicting with the basic structure of the Constitution. And the Constitution is supreme than the Parliament by the Constitution in which we live in. So, unless and until there is a consensus approach derived between the judiciary and the executive, the Parliament cannot overrule the basic structure of the Constitution. And this is a part of the procedures required by the Supreme Court when they rejected the NJAC in 2016, way back in 2016. Then the government was asked to submit a procedure to the Supreme Court. Now Kiran Rijiju is saying that it is a part of that procedure, we are kind of recommending this, but we don't see that flying, and Congress is not agreeing with BJP on this for the simple matter that they want absolute majority to decide everything, whereas in a democracy the minorities also has a say, and we cannot allow the absolute power of the judiciary also going to be decided by the executive with this kind of absolute majoritism practiced by them. So we don't agree with Kiran Rijiju on that one.